Good afternoon and welcome to yet another intriguing, exciting and interesting episode of the program Empower Her. My name is Rita Inung and I'm your anchor and pilot on the program. Today we are going to be touching a little bit of this and that on body awareness. Recall on this same program we've talked about consent, we've talked about body agency, we've talked about body orientation, but today we are taking a different delve. We will be talking about knowing your body as a woman. What does it entail? What are the factors? What are the challenges? A general overview of this conversation. Well, all you've got to do is make sure you strap your seatbelts, get ready, because I am about to take you on a long, insightful drive. When I come back from this break, make sure you go nowhere. Welcome back. This is the program Empower Her. You see, we are talking about body awareness today, and it interests me to let you know that the power of body awareness is knowing your body as a woman. And this is not just about physical appearances alone. It is about understanding how your body functions, how it changes, and how it responds to the different stages of life. You see, this knowledge that you will get empowers you as a woman to take charge of your health, your wellness, and even your identity. You see, from puberty, which is actually the beginning, to menopause, which is clocking the end. Every stage gets to hold unique experiences and demands attention from the woman who owns the body. You see, body awareness in women involves the attentional focus on the awareness of internal bodily sensations and even the external ones. It is a key factor in the sexual function, mental health, and physical well-being. This is very distinct from your body image, how one sees her body, what she likes her body to look like, and what society defines her physicality as. But we are more concerned about a woman's perception of her body's aesthetics and how it can have a negative or evaluative component on how she sees her body. And so I'm going to be taking you through the phases of body awareness for a woman. And let us start from the very beginning, puberty and body changes that comes with puberty. Now, puberty marks the transition from girlhood to womanhood. In PHE, Physical and Health Education, we have a lot of conversations with our teachers, and I'm very sure puberty happens to be one of the most exciting and informative conversations we like to have in primary and even transiting to secondary school, where we get to talk about breast development, menstruation, the growth of body hair, and hormonal changes. Well, we are going to point out today that many girls face confusion during this period. But we have to also understand that these changes helps in embracing them to get confidence. So we're talking about educational programs in countries like Kenya and Ghana that have helped girls understand menstruation even better. These conversations help to reduce the stigma surrounding it. I will tell you a story mostly about menstruation. You see, while growing up, a lot of people with their clique of friends had so many explanations to what menstruation can feel and be like. Some persons believe that it happens to you at 13 years of age, 14 years of age, 12 years of age. There was some sort of pressure and influence that came with you as a young girl at that time, not developing breast or even talking about menstruation. I can remember once upon a time, a young girl even had to go buy pads just to wear down there, not because she was menstruating, but because she felt like it was right about time, okay, to go on with it and make sure that she gets to menstruate if or not. And when it finally came, she did not even know what to do. Now, we're talking about programs, educational programs that would help a girl understand that it is in practicality for menstruation to happen. And when menstruation happens, she has to make sure that she puts herself in the position where she can reduce the thoughts of stigma around her. So stigmatization does not have a whole lot of power on you as a girl child, except you let it have those power. You let those powers wield themselves and come forward for you. And so you have to understand that menstruation is quite normal, whether it comes at 12, 13, 14, 15, or even 18. It is normal, as body systems are very normal. This is a part of body awareness. Let us move forward to talk about reproductive health and menstruation. You see, menstruation is a natural cycle that prepares a woman's body for pregnancy. I think an auntie will liken menstruation to a pictorial image and narration of having a mother right inside your body that prepares the womb, decorates it, bring all of the beautiful aesthetics, waiting for a visitor. Who happens to be that visitor? The fertilized egg, okay, that talks about pregnancy. Now, when this fertilized egg shows up, it is called pregnancy, and yeah, your mother gets a visitor, right? But when it does not show up, your mother in anger pulls down all of the beautiful aesthetics she has used to design the womb, talking about the fictional balloons, the ribbons, and every other shimmery that she must have put up there waiting for the fertilized eggs. Now, that causes you all of your cramps, it causes you all of the discomfort, it causes you all of the changes that comes with your body during your menstrual cycle. And so preparing your body for pregnancy, knowing your cycle, its length, the flow, and even the symptoms will help you in detecting the abnormalities such as irregular periods, excessive pain, some sort of unusual bleeding. Now, when this happens, you get to understand that it could indicate conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is known as PCOS. Now, let's talk about PCOS. A lot of women do not even know that they have PCOS. Right. A lot of women feel like it is very normal and they are just shaped differently. But when we are talking about PCOS, you're seeing women who do not even have a right to decide whether they want to gain weight or they want to lose weight. Women who battle with facial hair. Women who you look at, when you see them, you say, oh, welcome to the beard gang. They have beards on their face, and then you want to laugh about it. Well, these women are PCOS warriors, and they are trying so hard to have a regular period, unusual cramping, and just stay well like every other normal woman out there. And so what body awareness does for you is that it opens you up to understand that as a woman, the world already leads you with 2-0. So getting to understand that fact is you trying to position yourself to acquire as much knowledge as you can. For a woman, that pimple popping up on your face or around your chest or somewhere on your ankle is enough for you to seek the help of a professional. And I am saying every woman should have a doctor friend right in her corner. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, it says over 10% of women of reproductive age worldwide suffer from endometriosis and even PCOS. Yet, we have so many undiagnosed because they do not even know the signs to look out for when it happens. Body awareness puts you in the position where you seek a professional diagnosis instead of trying to, work on yourself, telling your boyfriends or your friends, or trying to medicate yourself over the counter. Now, let's come down to sexuality and consent. Knowing your body means understanding your sexual rights and your power to give consent. Many African societies still view women's sexuality as a taboo. But education and awareness are changing this particular narrative, telling women that they must be empowered to understand that their bodies belong to them and them alone. To say yes or no, without the fear of guilt. You see, movements like My Body, My Choice have gained global recognition, challenging traditional beliefs that deny women autonomy of their body, that deny women agency of their body. And that brings us to talk about pregnancy and motherhood. Pregnancy is no doubt a very unique journey that transforms a woman's body. Understanding how the body prepares for and sustains pregnancy is essential for safe maternity. This will also involve knowing the risk, seeking antenatal care, and recognizing the warning signs during pregnancy. You see, Nigeria accounts for about 20% of global maternal death as at 2023. Most of these deaths could have been preventable if women understood their bodies and also had access to health care. Now, talking about women understanding their bodies, we are also not going to, talk about the fact that women do not have agency over their bodies. So a man can go to the hospital, say the wife needs to have a cesarean section, called a CS, and the man can decide that the wife should not have a CS because it is against what his society, his community believes in. He can decide to let the woman keep pushing and pushing until she loses a lot of blood and maybe dies in the process. Or you have a man bargaining for the life of his wife and his child, and he decides to choose his child. He says, bring my child out and let the woman go. And so these women might know about their bodies, they might have access to healthcare, but they do not have body agency. As a woman, what body awareness does for you is that it opens you up to having body agency. Body agency makes a woman tell a doctor when she's being wheeled into the theater, look, if it comes to a point in time where we have to choose between myself and a baby, please pick me first. Okay, yeah. A lot of times people feel that is selfish, but as a woman, you have to learn to be selfish because that is what all of the awareness brings about. Let's go on to talking about menopause and aging. You see, menopause usually happens between the ages of 45 and 56, sometimes even earlier for some women, and it brings an end to menstruation. The end of an era, if you ask me. Women experience hot flashes, mood swings, hormonal imbalances, and even hormonal changes. Understanding this transition can help women embrace it as a natural phase rather than a decline. A lot of persons feel like hitting menopause as a woman is an insult, an embarrassment, an abuse, and they feel like it is something they should hide under an umbrella because of. Let me give you an example. You see, Japanese women have lower menopausal symptoms due to their diets, which is very rich in soya beans, okay? Now, it contains phytoestrogens that balance the hormones, and so they do not have so many cases of menopause. But in Nigeria, we cannot say same. And so we're going to be looking at the steps that will aid us in physicality to have body awareness. First of all, it is going for regular health checks, and we cannot overly emphasize the importance of having regular health checks. A woman who knows her body will also take preventive measures such as regular checks. We're talking about pap smears, we're talking about breast exams, we're talking about blood pressure monitoring and blood sugar tests, including a blood count. They are all crucial for the early detection of diseases. Breast cancer is the most common cancer among women worldwide. Early detection will increase your survival rate by up to 90%. And that's that for knowing your body physically, having some sort of physical awareness for your body. Now let's come down to talking about mental health and body connection when we talk about body awareness. You see, the body and the mind are interconnected. So hormonal changes can affect mental and even lead to anxiety, depression, and fatigue. Now, all of these I have mentioned are mood disorders. This is including recognizing these signs and seeking for help. That is exactly what body awareness does to you. For example, let's talk about postpartum depression. It affects 1 in 7 women, yet they remain silent due to stigma, and sometimes they do not even know what they have to go through. They do not know what is happening with them. But we'll throw more light on this particular aspect of body awareness right when we come back from this break after taking a breather. Stay with us and don't go nowhere. All right, welcome back. This is still the program Empower Her on Spectrum TV. And we're still talking about body awareness for a woman. We're talking about the mental health of a woman after brushing every aspect of the physicality. Now let's share some real life stories on body awareness. But before that, we had pointed out that 1 in 7 women go through postpartum depression. And this is because they do not even know that they have to go through something called postpartum depression. They do not even know what it is. And so body awareness opens you up to understand that as a woman, you can have checks, you can understand that there are mood disorders that you might most likely go through, and you do not need anybody coming to make you feel very inferior or make you feel hurt for having these emotions when you do have them. Coming back to real life stories, you see, in Kenya, a group of young women did use menstrual education to campaign against period stigma. This allowed more girls to stay in school. Let's go down to the United States. Actress Angelina Jolie openly discussed her preventive surgery after discovering a genetic risk for breast cancer. This encouraged millions of women to take their screenings very seriously. And let's come down to Nigeria. Women's group have been teaching rural women how to perform self-breast exams, saving lives through early detection. We are also going to talk about the factors that influence body awareness in women. You see, sexual health and function is one of them. And studies have shown that increasing body awareness through techniques like sensitization, focus, and mindfulness can enhance sexual response in women with or without sexual difficulties. You see, one particular study found out that women with low body image are induced to focus on their body during sexual scenarios experienced with greater subjective sexual arousals. Now, this is pointing out the fact that women who engage in sexual encounters very often with their partners tend to see their bodies in even more appealing ways. And interventions increase body awareness. It gets to show positive effects on all of these satisfactions that women may feel. So women are allowed to talk about their sexual desires, what arouses them sexually, what satisfies them sexually, and maybe the pains they have to go through during sexual encounters, and maybe various sexual dysfunctions that they might have to deal with. So we're talking about the fact that 7 out of every 20 women get to battle hyposexual disorder at some point in their lives. Now, what is this sexual disorder all about? It is about women who do not feel the need or the urge to engage in sexual activities. Not because they are asexual, but it could be as a result of their environment, the society they find themselves, or 1, 2, 3, and even more previous experiences that have closed them up to, wanting or craving sexual encounters with men. And so women are allowed to talk about these sexual dysfunctions, giving them the help they need from professionals and not bottling it up and hiding in the shackles that bounds them within. Now let's also talk about mental health. You see, body awareness is integral to emotional and psychological well-being. In an older study, it shows that women's body awareness was often more associated with negative feelings, possibly due to social pressures related to attractiveness standards, okay? And poor body awareness has always been linked to anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. Let us also talk about body-focused disorders. So we're talking about anorexia nervosa, and it is characterized by a distorted bodily, self-perception. We talk about pregnancy. Gestational weeks negatively influence body awareness in pregnant women, highlighting the need for interventions to help women maintain body awareness in their later stages of pregnancy. So women also get to understand that it is never about what they begin to look like because of pregnancy or their nervous systems, but they get to understand that body shaming is not even a thing when they get to look at themselves, understand themselves, and also love themselves. They get to understand that engaging in physical activity, that is regular physical activity, exercising, mindful practices like yoga and Tai Chi can enhance body awareness. You see, research gets to also indicate that women who exercise regularly tend to have a more positive attitude towards their body, and women who engage in mindful practices in sports are found to improve body awareness. So they know the kind of clothing to wear and how to wear it, and they get to understand that even if they play sports, okay, what they wear does not define them, or their athletic build in their clothing cannot make them too aware of their bodies, but they can potentially have an impactful performance. You see, in conclusion, it is all about embracing, educating, and empowering the woman to understand that knowing your body as a woman is a journey of empowerment. It is about embracing the natural changes that would come and educating yourself in health matters that leads you to even empower others through knowledge sharing. Every woman can understand that her body makes better decisions, gets to break free from limiting stereotypes, and she gets to live a healthier and more fulfilling life, even more comfortably, making all the impact there is to make as a woman in a thriving society. And so we have been able to highlight the importance of body awareness, the aspects and phases of body awareness, and understanding your body as a woman, and why it is very sacrosanct that you should understand your body and wield body agency over it. Well, I want to say thank you so much for staying tuned to the dial, and you should do well to keep a date with me next week Friday at 3 p.m. Empower Her will come your way yet again. My name is Rita Inung, and I've been your anchor and pilot on the program. Do well to enjoy the rest of your day, the weekend in with a big smile on your face. Be good and goodbye.